welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. You came at a great time. We got a lot to talk about. Yeah, there is a lot to talk about. A lot is taking place in the news. So just know that you're going to get the truth here, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me. So without too much delay, let's get started. Let's go. Welcome to the Dray Way. I'm your host, Drayton Nay, and thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you'll hit the subscribe button and check out the show. There is a new show each and every day. And today I want to talk about, we're trying to bring jobs. We're trying to bring manufacturing to this country. And one thing I can tell you is there is another state that's probably going to be going blue from now on. I think this state has learned its lesson, and I just simply don't see it going red ever again. I will be surprised in my lifetime if I see this state go red again after the disaster that is taking place at the Hyundai plant in Georgia. Georgia, I don't even know if they can explain what's going on. But here, South Korea was making a massive investment in Georgia and building a huge plant. And to be honest with you, if I was South Korea right now, because they're literally charting a plane to bring home 300 of their citizens. If I was South Korea at this point, first of all, instead of the embarrassment that took place, instead of raiding the Hyundai plant, you know what the Trump administration could have done? It could have simply gotten on the phone and said, hey, what's going on at the plant? Is everybody there that should be there? If not, we got to get proper paperwork. We got to get this all settled. We can't have them there, and none of that was done. Instead, this huge raid took place, and I don't think we quite understand the embarrassment that's involved with South Korea and how now South Korea feels, wait a minute, you told us one thing, now you're embarrassing us. Yeah, if I would not be surprised if South Korea goes, you know what? Maybe it's not a good idea to put that plant here. Maybe it's a good idea to put it somewhere else. That, I have to admit, that would not shock me. But the public display that was put on, I can tell you right now, with all this commotion, with all this potential loss of jobs, and Georgia's suffering already. Georgia under Donald Trump, in case you don't know, is not doing well. And neither is much of the South is not doing well because Donald Trump policies are damaging the South. Yeah. Nothing he's doing is helping. So do I believe Georgia is going to be a blue state from now on? Yes. Yeah. I think it's been very close, but now I think these red states, the ones that are close, like Georgia, I think they've lost them forever. I think I mean that. I think Georgia is now a blue state and will be this election, the next election, the election after that. I don't think there's any coming back for Georgia. After Trump and what Trump has done and what ICE has done in Georgia, I just don't see how you come back from that. And now with Georgia being a forever blue state, that makes the map extremely difficult in the future. How Republicans plan on winning the White House again, I honestly have no idea, because the damage that they are doing in the South, especially with a couple of states, I've talked about it before. I think they're ruined in North Carolina. I think North Carolina was expecting Trump to become president and go, oh, look, Biden didn't do enough. Here comes Trump. He's going He's going to do everything for us. Trump didn't do anything. The one who did the most was Biden. Biden was the one helping North Carolina. Trump hasn't done diddly squat. So I think on one respect, that's another red state, North Carolina. But here, I think the damage in Georgia with this whole thing at the Hyundai plant, I think that's just devastating. And I think many people in Georgia have figured out, wait a minute, time out. What are we getting for voting red? What do we get? And the answer is, you get nothing. That's the whole point. That's what we tell you year in and year out. Do not vote red. You won't get anything. Nothing. You will get nothing for it. Nothing for the state of Georgia, nothing for the state of Oklahoma, Nebraska, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Florida. You get nothing. In fact, what you do get is the government taking more from you. The government said, oh, yeah, this food benefit, yeah, you don't need that. This Medicaid, yeah, you don't need that. We'll cut that too. And that's what you've been getting in the red states. That's what you're getting. And can you just imagine other countries around the world watching what just happened to South Korea? And who wants to now step up? Who wants to step up now and do anything manufacturing-wise in the United States after watching that whole dilemma and watching how the United States didn't have South Korea's back at all, instead completely embarrassed them? And I mean completely embarrassed them. So how do you think that's going to play over in South Korea, who doesn't have a lot of money to be investing in the United States to begin with? It's not like South Korea is just flush with cash. So what do you think the ramifications are for this? What do you think is the end result in this? Because it's going to damage South Korea. It's going to damage Georgia. Here, Georgia, I mean, to have a huge plant like that and the jobs that it would create. And for the Trump administration just to so casually throw a wrench in the whole thing. How is this benefiting America? Can somebody enlighten me? I guess the only benefit in all this, the only benefit I can see, maybe you can see another one, that the only benefit I see is that Georgia, from now on, and this is the straw that broke the camel's back. In my opinion, Georgia from now on is a blue state. After this and dealing with the Trump administration, do you think Georgia wants to deal with Republicans anymore? Yeah, I say no. Let me know what you say. Welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. Don't go anywhere. More Dray Way coming up next. Grocery prices are not going to get any better. In fact, grocery prices are probably going to get worse. If you haven't stocked up on canned vegetables and canned fruit, now is your time to do that. And I am not that guy. I have never said that in my life before. I'm not the guy saying, hey, stock up on stuff. That's not my, I think those people are just, but in this, I'm serious. Canned fruit and vegetables, I have to admit, I'm stocking up on it because I think this fall, this winter, I think prices of those type of things are going to double. I think prices on things that we take for granted, I think we're in trouble. I think we're in trouble because agriculture is in trouble in this country. I just think we're damaging farmers. We're damaging our food supply. And this whole tariff thing, I'm hoping that gets resolved quickly, because if it doesn't get resolved quickly, food prices, as expensive as they are, because look, I mean, don't you remember, I remember like it was yesterday, You could go just, and this is just 10 years ago. I'm not going back 20, 30, 40, 10 years ago. You could take $50 to the grocery store and you could get food for the week. Yeah, you could take $50 and, you could get, chicken and steak and noodles and, oatmeal and some cereal, milk, beverages, $50. You cannot do that today. You cannot, you're sometimes struggling to make $50 go 2 days. If you have a family of 4 or 5, yeah, I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know how you're doing it. But one thing I can tell you right now is we are at threat. And the threat is that vegetables and fruit and stuff is going to double in price. I don't know about you. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store because my son, especially in his school lunch, he likes sliced apples, okay? Do you know yesterday when I was at the grocery store, there was not one single apple that was under $2.99 a pound. Yeah. And there were apples for $3.99 a pound. I went to get him an orange, okay? An orange, one orange. Yeah, $3. $3 for an orange. I was like, what is going, $3 for an orange? Somebody tell me when that happened. I don't know. I'm not familiar with when that happened. I've never paid for $3 for an orange in my life. I was completely, I stood there and I went, this. Instead, I bought a whole bag of tangerines were on sale. And he loves tangerines, so that was perfect. But I mean, I got a bag of tangerines for $3.99 as opposed to one orange for $3. And the thought that those prices are going to go up even higher this winter. Yeah, that just, sorry folks. I guess I'm sounding old right now, but I mean, do you buy oranges for $3? Do you sit there and look and go, yeah, I'll take a few oranges. I'll take 3 for $9. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't care. I am not doing that. I am not paying $9 for 3 oranges. Yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you paying $3 for oranges? Let me know. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dray Way coming up next. Hey, we got the link for the gold. We got the link for the stash account. So a couple of you opened up your gold accounts. Congratulations. I am a big believer in silver and gold. These guys are wonderful at it. You can get your account started. Just click the link and you too can be buying gold and silver. And I suggest that for anyone because this economy right now, this economy is looking more and more dangerous as each day goes by. With the interest rates dropping, are people buying homes? No. Right now you can get a 5.8, 5.9 mortgage. You would think that would spur on, get home buying going. Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening at all. So the thing I can tell you right now is AI is, as we've talked about earlier, AI is changing everything. People are losing jobs. Companies are going to be more profitable. Now, somebody said something smart to me the other day. They said, hey, if AI takes over everybody's jobs, who's going to buy stuff? Just the rich. Just the rich will be buying stuff. The rest of us will be out of a job. So get invested is all I can say. If you've got extra money, put it in gold and silver. If you got extra money, get your stash account. If you get your stash account, put some money in it. You'll get $30 from stash to get you started. The markets, I think, are only going to go higher in the future. Silver and gold, I think, are just going to go higher. Gold at 3,600. I was told gold wouldn't go to 3,000. I said, oh, absolutely it will. I said in a few months it'll be over 3,500, and everybody looked at me like I was crazy. Now here we are. Is gold going to hit 4,000? Yes. Gold's going to hit 4,000. And that's because of the economic times that we live in. If you think we've seen inflation up to this point, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. And guess what? what's probably going to be happening over the next 6 months is home prices are going down. So they're going to try to tell you that inflation isn't that bad because housing's a good part of it. And people are starting to see lower prices and rents are starting to go down. So, but don't get fooled. Pricing on everything else has never been higher, and it keeps going higher and higher and higher. And that's what I expect it to keep doing. So in order to hedge against inflation, you got to be in the market. You got to be in gold and silver. You got to be in those type of investments or you're going to get left behind. Foreign countries are not investing in U.S. paper. They are investing in gold. Now, there's a reason countries are buying gold and the U.S. is struggling to sell its paper. I don't want more inflationary paper. You know what I want? I want gold. That's the Dray Way for today. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget, there's a new Dray Way each and every day. You guys are the best. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. You know it helps me out on the algorithm. So have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on the Dray Way. Have a great day, everybody.
Whoa! Look at that. Water splashing everywhere, and I didn't even get wet. Seriously, if you want a pool like this, call the people at Unique Pool Finishes.
Hey, is that a fish?